He kissed me goodbye like he always did, soft, sweet, and casual. I didn't know that an hour later, he'd be doing the same to my mother. For years, I believed I had it all: a loving husband, a supportive mother, and a life that, while not perfect, felt safe and full. My husband, Jason, and I had been married for 7 years. We met in college, dated through our 20s, and finally settled into married life in our 30s. My mother, Denise, had been a single mom most of her life and was fiercely independent. She was never overly affectionate, but we were close in our own way brunches, long calls, and her ever-present advice on how to make a marriage last. I never thought to question their closeness. Jason got along with her better than most sons-in-law do. He'd always been respectful, sometimes even playful with her in that friendly, joking way that made me smile. At least they like each other, I used to think. But the signs were there, I just didn't want to see them. The first real crack came on a random Thursday afternoon when I picked up Jason's phone to silence a call. It wasn't locked, he never locked it, and I happened to see a message from a contact labeled D. The message read, "Last night was amazing. I can still smell you on me." My stomach dropped. I stared at the message, the world tilting as I tried to rationalize. D could have been anyone, Danielle. Dana. But deep down, I knew. I knew. I didn't say anything right away. I needed to be sure. I took screenshots. I started checking his phone more often, watching for signs, gathering proof. The messages were sporadic, but unmistakably intimate. I saw things like, "She's asleep. I'll call you later," and "Can't wait until next weekend." And then finally, I saw it. A photo of my mother's unmistakable silver pendant, one she never took off, lying on his chest. I felt the air leave my body. My heart didn't break. It detonated. That night, I didn't sleep. I stared at the ceiling, wondering how long it had been going on. Had it started before we were married? Did she flirt with him during our engagement party when she pulled him away for a chat? Was she lying when she said he was like the son she never had? I rehearsed the confrontation in my head 1,000 times. When I finally did it, I didn't scream. I didn't cry. I just asked, "How long have you been sleeping with my mother?" He didn't deny it. He sat down, hands trembling, and said, "Please, let me explain." That was the worst part. He thought there was an explanation that would somehow make it okay. He claimed it just happened, that they'd grown close while I was working long hours, but they never meant to hurt me. But that wasn't the worst of it. The worst came when I confronted my mother. She didn't cry. She didn't apologize. She looked me in the eye and said, "I didn't steal him. He came to me." Her voice was steady, cold. She said I had changed after the wedding, that Jason needed something more, and that if I'd paid more attention, maybe it wouldn't have happened. She spun her betrayal into my fault. I couldn't believe it. My own mother, my own husband, two people I had trusted more than anyone else in the world standing across from me, trying to convince me their affair was somehow inevitable. I packed a bag and left. I stayed in a hotel for a few days, then with a friend. Jason sent dozens of messages begging me to come home. He even showed up at my workplace crying, saying he was so lost without me. My mother, she went silent. I didn't hear from her for weeks. When I did, it was a letter, handwritten. She said she hoped someday I'd understand. That love is messy and doesn't always follow rules. I burned the letter. It's been over a year now. I've finalized the divorce. I've cut my mother out of my life. People ask if I regret it, if I ever miss them. The truth? I miss the versions of them I thought were real. The husband who held my hand in the hospital when I got my appendix removed. The mother who tucked me into bed after nightmares. But those people were characters in a story I now know was fiction. The real them? I don't know them. I never did. Some nights, I still wake up sweating, reliving the moment I saw that necklace in the photo, but mostly I feel relief. I got out. I survived. And I've learned that sometimes the people who claim to love you are the ones who want to see you fall the hardest. What would you do if your husband cheated with your own mother? Could you ever forgive them, or would you walk away forever? Let us know in the comments, and don't forget to subscribe to Saga Short Form for more emotional stories that leave you speechless.